What if we began our year thinking in a more positive mindset rather than New Year's resolutions, which, quite frankly, mostly get forgotten, or you do something that you don't see through to how you believe you would have, could have, should have, and then you get feelings of failure. So New Year's resolutions, in my mind, are absolutely pointless. Suckers of your energy. They're really not good vibes. I was introduced to a concept called Our Word of the Year. In 2021 was the very first time I heard about it, and kind of didn't really pay much attention to it other than seeing other people posting about it. And then in 2022, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to give this a go. And oh my goodness, the mindset shift and the productivity and the positivity and the feelings of good that came from it had such a knock-on impact that I thought this should be the next video. So we are going to talk about how New Year's resolutions are a negative drain, why I think they're a negative drain, and how adopting the concept of a word of the year can be empowering and motivating and energizing for the entire year. Quite often you would set a New Year's resolution and you would have a broad idea of what it is you want to achieve. Not really any specifics, not really any time frame, unless it's something like losing weight and you've got a wedding or a big event that you want to go to. New Year's resolutions can be a bit fleeting. They can be a bit lacking in energy or like deep level stuff. And so you might get midway through the year and feel like you're failed because you haven't achieved it. You might get to the end of the year and forget what it was you even thought that you wanted at the beginning of the year because there's been nothing to keep you going through the year. If it's a weight loss goal and you've got a wedding in December, yes, okay, that is going to stay there for the entirety of the year. But if it's a do better at reading or do more XYZ, and then you don't actually start to do that activity, by the end of the year, you're probably going to forget what it was that you thought that you wanted to do, but you haven't done. And so you end up criticizing yourself. You end up with negative talk because you haven't achieved it, or you've achieved it in a level in which you didn't know you wanted because you didn't put a solid thing on it. And it can all just be a bit draining and a bit lackluster and a bit lack mindset. I discovered the concept of a word of the year in 2021, and I kind of just had it floating around in my knowledge, hearing people talking about it, didn't really do anything about it. And then in 2022, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to see if it makes any difference, because I was pretty shocking at New Year's resolutions. I didn't really set things that were meaningful because I didn't really believe in it. And so the word of the year last year I set was intentional. And what I ended up doing was I wrote the word intentional in my diary every single week. Every week I turned the page, I transferred to my new week, and I put that word. And at the beginning of the year, I sat down and I worked out what I wanted to do. I sat with pen and paper and I really thought about what I wanted from the year. I really thought about my really big intentions, my really deep feelings, my real deep meaningfuls, what floats my boat, what makes me sad, what makes me happy, what makes me energized, what could I do more of, what could I do less of, what should I do more of, what should I do less of, and then where do I want to be in 3 to 5 years? Where do I want to be in a year? And then having a word that represents all of those things allows you to hone in on the energy and move it forward. As you go through the year and you intentionally keep that word in your mindset, in the forefront of your mind, whether it be weekly if you do a weekly diary, or whether you put a reminder in your phone that pops up weekly, that word can bring back the feelings and the thoughts and the processes that allowed you to come up with the word in the first place. New Year's resolutions have a tendency to fall by the wayside. They have a tendency to get lost in the chaos of life, especially if you hadn't put meaningful thought, meaningful feelings behind it in the first place. You get busy over life, and the things that aren't important are the things that drop off. Having a word that you reflect on all throughout the year helps to bring some clarity, it helps to bring some focus, it helps to bring some intention and longer term motivation with less judgment and less of that dreaded failure, less of that mum guilt monologue that goes on in our minds all of the time when we don't accomplish something that we thought we wanted. But having a word makes it quite a bit more generic, therefore giving yourself less stress. But if you come up with the word in the first place, having deep dived into your heart's desire, into your family's desire, into your hopes and your goals and your dreams, putting pen on paper and thinking about it, the impact overall is much greater, it's much happier, it's much more fulfilling, and therefore, ultimately, much more success comes from it. And so being more generic makes you think initially that you're potentially not being specific enough. But if you're generic in the sense that it's one word that encompasses a deep dive, it's much more powerful than waking up on New Year's Day and saying, I want to get fit, I want to grow a business, I want to have more friends, I want to do more crafting. Writing stuff down, deep diving and delving into you, delving into your needs, your inner good voice makes it so powerful. A word of the year is simply a word that will guide you through your year, a word that you will use to create intention. That's where the power comes in. Once chosen, this word will help to bring clarity and focus to what you want in your life. It'll become a word that brings you strength and intention. Keeping your word of the year at the forefront of your mind as you move from month to month or week to week helps to bring some clarity and some focus and attention and lasting change, with much less negative self-talk that's often linked with failed New Year's resolutions. So this year, I invite you to ditch the New Year's resolutions and embrace a word of the year instead. In my opinion, this will bring a much more positive approach to your hopes and your dreams and your goals of the year ahead. Some suggestions for you: balance, elevate, soar, kindness, compassion, gratitude, stillness, healing, hope, friendship, spirit, dream, harmony, resilience, purpose, action, community, journey, cultivate, serenity, intentional, vulnerability, purpose. My word is level up. Yeah, okay, it's 2, but I've hyphenated it. It's 1 in my eyes, in my world. This year, it's 1 word and it's level up. And it encompasses everything I want to do this year. Level up me as a person, my inner voice, my inner worth, my inner gratitude, which obviously is outer, right? The gratitude I show to the world, the gratitude I show to each and every person that's in my world, that contributes to my world. I want to level up me as an individual person because I know that impacts everybody that I come across. Every single person that I interact with is impacted by who I am, how I show up, what joy I bring, what happiness I bring, what perspective I bring. Everything I do impacts every person that I speak to. And you're the same. I want to level up my parenting. I want to level up my business. I want to level up my friendships, my social life, my fitness, my health, my fun and my happiness out there in the world. I want to level it all up. And so for me, I'm going to write that word in my diary every single week as I turn the page. And every week, as I look at my schedule for that week, I will see what I need to be doing to bring that word into focus that week. What actions do I need to take to level up my plan, my schedule that week? What can I do to tick those boxes? Each day is a new day. Each day we get to choose. Each day we get to make a change. We get to make an impact. Are you going to make a change this year? Are you going to set an intention for a joyful, rounded, abundant approach to leveling up your life, leveling up what you want to achieve with your life? I'll link in the description a post that I put on Instagram with 6-7 times more words than I've just explained to open up your ideas and to let you see if there's something that might jump out of the page to help you with your journey and your approach to this more rounded, abundant, joyful way of attacking our year with drive, with intention, with power, with purpose, with passion, with the excitement and the energy that comes at the beginning of the new year. Because New Year's resolutions have a purpose. They have that purpose because we are invigorated, we are feeling energized and strong and ready. A new year brings new opportunity, it brings new energy, it brings new passion. But I would like to introduce you to a way of doing it with more joy, with less criticism, with more of a joyful approach to being productive, being purposeful, moving forward, making changes, making an impact for you, for your world, for your life, for your mindset, for your self-care, for your self-worth, for all of the good things that we are. This can just heighten it. This can just make it better. This can just make it stronger, make it more powerful. Just bring that new level to what we already do, what we already are, what we already feel. Change it up, bring it up, impact yourself more, impact those around you more, and do it without the negativity, do it without the mum guilt, do it without the stresses, do it without the voices inside us that are really there to serve us. They're really there to protect us. That negative voice, that mindset reflection, when we don't do things quite how we want to, it's there to keep us safe. It is our body's natural defense mechanism, keeping us small, keeping us a bit more vulnerable, keeping us a bit less vocal, is our body's way of keeping us safe. It thinks it's keeping us safe. But growing, changing, adapting, evolving, they are beautiful and powerful and create lasting change, and they are part of what life should be. And you are so worthy of it and so deserving of it, and the world needs it. They need us to realize being bigger and brighter and bolder is better. It's better than being quiet and doubtful and fearful and living in a lack mindset. So I'm leveling up. I'm leveling up. I'm leveling up. Can't even say it properly. I am leveling up. Are you going to come with me? Come with me. Come with me on the ride. We live a joyful journey of chaos. It is a perfectly imperfect life. Mum life, family life, children. There's chaos, and this is a way of accepting the roller coaster with some space for movement, with some space for flexibility. It doesn't restrict us to specifics. It allows us to almost have a little bit of a dance between dreaming and doing. So you dream, you write, you picture, you feel, and then you put in action to go alongside it. The reason I recommend getting a piece of pen and paper and writing it down and delving in deep is because there is scientific proof to say that when you physically write something down, your emotions transfer through your body. That energetic movement of putting pen to paper changes the way in which you feel and think about something. You are transferring the energy to the paper. There is a tactile, sensorial impact on physically writing things down. The sensorial impact in your body, the tactile experience of pen on paper, evokes a sense of emotion, of personal purpose, of personal expression and mindfulness, which ultimately brings more power to your own words. Your own words become more powerful when you write them on paper. They are also scientifically proven to be more ingrained in your memory when you have gone through the process of taking them out, putting them on paper and feeling it. That then makes it more memorable in your mind. And so transferring that word across in a diary on a weekly basis brings that to the forefront of your mind, brings the emotion that you thought of when you were creating your word, brings it all flooding back, and therefore makes the action that you then put in more powerful moving forward. a few prompts for you with your pen and paper that might get the juices flowing. A cuppa and don't put too much detail in the beginning. Start off with bullet points, simple, easy bullet points. Think about what absolutely floated your boat last year. Think about what you really, really did not like last year. That will then turn into what you would like to do more of in the coming year and what you would like to do less of in the coming year. Those could be your 4 starting points. A bit of a deeper dive then. Your next point you could think about is what were you proud of? And then a really lovely way of boosting your imagination and getting yourself to think about the possibility is think about where you would like to be in 3 to 5 years from now. Most people live day to day or week to week or month to month. Most people don't really look that far into the future, but you can only put in strong, quantifiable, productive action now if you know what you want in 3 to 5 years. Having a strong urge for something in 5 years is what will make you get out of bed to do it now. Let's say, for example, you were thinking you wanted to earn more money. If that was a big broad picture resolution, then you're not really going to delve deep into it. But if you're going to sit down now and think about, okay, in 5 years' time, I would love to be earning, let's say, £10,000 a month. That will make you want to get out of bed in the morning now, because you think 5 years' time, £10,000. Okay, 3 years' time, I want to be earning £3,000 a month, which means in 2 years' time, £2,000 a month. In 1 year's time, £1,000 a month. Therefore, what am I going to do every single day to make actionable changes to get that money? If you think, I want to make £100 extra a month, are you going to jump out of bed in the morning? Probably not. But if you're thinking, I want to earn, I could do with, I would love to, wouldn't it be great if I was earning £1,000 to £2,000 extra a month? You'd be getting out of bed every morning with an idea and a plan of what you want to do. So thinking about what you personally want in 3 to 5 years, what you want with your family in 3 to 5 years, where you want your home to be, what you want it to look like, what kind of family holidays you're going on. Those are the types of things that you could think of now in your bullet points to hone in on what you did last year that you loved, what made you proud, what you didn't like very much, what you could let go moving forward, and what really needs to stay in your future and what really needs to go in your future. Adding in what were the hardest parts of last year and what brought you the most joy will really help you to hone in on some specifics as well. You could rate them all from 1 to 10. What you're doing realistically is creating a wheel of life. If you Google wheel of life, you'll be able to find a load of free templates, and it's a circular diagram. You end up color coding your 1 to 10s, and you really get to see where your strong points are and where your lack points are. And that helps to see, it really gives you that visualization of what you could change moving forward. There will be some elements that you're quite happy that they're down in the number zeros or the number ones. Like if you are recently divorced and you have got absolutely no intention of getting into any kind of relationship anytime soon, your wheel of life will look like 0, and that's okay. That is probably what you want, right? But if your goals and dreams and hopes are that you want to be earning £10,000 a month in 5 years and your career, job, business prospect is at 0, well, you're going to be wanting to work on that one. If one of the saddest parts of last year was that you didn't see your friends and family very much and it's at 0, then you're going to see that on your visualization and you're going to make active change as you move forward, making time, making commitments to change that and bring growth to that part of your wheel of life and bring growth to you and your life and your happiness by making time to see your family and friends and to do fun activities. When all is said and done, as long as you are following your heart, you're doing what feels good, what makes you happy, and you're moving forward, you can't go wrong. If you are even slightly intrigued about how I became this person on your screen right now, and you want to know anything about how this world that I have fallen into and truly and utterly shout loud and proud and love about, then just ask me, please ask me. Comment in the comments roadshow and I will message you. And I say roadshow very specifically for this month because we are doing a roadshow across the UK where we are going from Northern Scotland to Southern UK, East and West, talking about this world. I was lucky enough last year to be on the panel where I sat and talked about my experience as an ambassador. And I was on the stage with 6 or 7 other ladies, and every venue they do that. And it is a really beautiful insight into how being an ambassador can impact almost every single person I have ever thought about. It would impact them in some way or another, because there are so many different facets of this gem of a world, and I want to share it. I absolutely want to share it with every single person that is even slightly intrigued. My world, my joy, my passion, my energy, my commitment, my happiness all comes because of this community that I'm linked with. I am actively sharing this joy with you all, but wouldn't it be amazing to come and do it with me in real life? Wouldn't it be amazing to be in person with the people who bring this out in me to bring it to you? I am joyous about sharing this. And so I will finish with, if you feel like you need to be heard, held, respected, listened to, supported, embraced, then let me know, and I would be absolutely joyous and over the moon to share more with you. If the Tropic Ambassador world doesn't interest you, please still follow along for all of the goodness that I am hopefully sharing with you. Please let me know if the word of the year, if that has resonated with you. Let me know in the comments if you go out and check out my Instagram posts and have a look at a word that you could choose for your own. Of course, as always, if you've loved what I've shared, subscribe and like so that I know you do. If you've got any suggestions that you would love to know more about, please comment below or connect with me on any of my other social media channels. I wish you a joyful, glorious, fulfilled year ahead. I wish for you to grow in ways that you never believed possible by embracing just some small tweaks, just some small changes to minimize the negativity in your mind, to minimize mum guilt, and to know with truth and passion that your self-care, your self-worth, it's important, it's vital, it's necessary. Self-care is not selfish. Self-care impacts those around you on the most beautiful level. Therefore, your self-care is as important to those around you as it is for yourself. Please go off today knowing that to be the truth. I wish you a joyful, fulfilled, and productive self-care day today, this week, this month. Share with me if you do anything super special or super simple. Just go and do something good for yourself today. Until next time, see you all soon.